Oh boy, Nike, they're playing no games. A huge week full of high-profile restocks, some pairs which you may have missed out on throughout the year, and then it looks like they finished off the week today in a major way with a huge grand finale. So once you opened up your sneakers app this morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, you would have been greeted by this Jumpman image right here, to which once you clicked on it, you actually had the option of 3 of these Jordan Retro releases. Now, of course, you guys know with all the hype surrounding a drop such as this, promoted all over social media, live streams, everything like that, you literally had just seconds to choose which Jordan Retro to choose from. So if you find yourself out there taking flights to Vegas, gambling often, more so than likely, you probably went for these black metallic 5s because this is the shoe which had the most resale value. This is the Jordan Retro, which sneakerheads have been begging for Nike to restock, and it looks like they finally answered everybody's prayers by dropping these joints today. The only issue is my guess is that these were probably like super difficult to grab. I'm not saying like nobody had success on this drop, but congratulations to like all 10 of y'all that were able to hit this right here. A highly sought after Jordan Retro release. When you talk about OG Jordans that dropped this year that aren't collaborations, I would probably say this was probably the most sought after pair. Like you talk about them Jordan 1 Bread 85s, these black metallic 5s would probably be right at the top of that list right there. So I'm not salty though. Congratulations to everybody that had success on this drop. When I actually went for these, like just for research purposes, it actually would not allow me to grab these, as I actually did grab these earlier this year. Now, of course, we did have the Jordan 1 Low Crystal, which these right here, like, I don't know who these are for. Like, these must be for people that got like an invitation to the Met Gala next year or something like that, because the retail of $1,000 for me, like, it just makes no sense. A whole bunch of little crystals just plastered on a pair of Jordan 1 Lows, and you tell me the Jordan brand wants $1,000 for these. But let me stop hating. Let me try to pronounce this correctly. This is a collaboration officially with Swarovski Crystals, a beautiful pair for the ladies. There was actually some reports out there that some select sizes actually were popping up at Nike outlets. I don't know if they were slightly imperfect, maybe missing a couple crystals or something like that. But as far as this restock, congratulations if you were able to grab these, if you went for these. I'm guessing these must have been super limited, because there were even reports before this sneaker originally released that these were supposed to be like dumb limited. So a cool shoe for the ladies, the Swarovski Women's Air Jordan 1 Low OG Stealth, or I guess they're nicknamed as the Crystal. We saw them joints hit the app as well. Quick sellout, and then, you know, if you're somebody calm, you know, that likes to stop at the yellow lights, you don't take a lot of risks, you've never jaywalked in your life, and you like to make smart, sound decisions, 401k and all that maxed out, you probably went for these Jordan Retro 3 Soul 2.0s. The follow-up to the 1.0s, a super limited release, you know what I'm saying, that we saw drop years back. I'm a huge fan of this sneaker right here. I actually said in a previous video, this is the most underrated Jordan Retro that we've seen drop this year. I'm not saying that like these didn't sell out upon the initial release, but I call them underrated just because I feel like these are underappreciated. People don't give them enough love, and they're just not talked about enough. Like, they did these joints right. You know, some of the elements from the 1.0, but then updated, you know, like that pre-aged vintage sole. I know not everybody loves it, but I think it's a beautiful touch on this sneaker. It's a nice contrast to the upper, the beautiful elephant cement print, whatever you want to call it. Beautiful Nike Air on the back, South Korean flag on the tongue, just that little touch of blue right there on the back heel. These are solid. When I saw these in person, it really made me fall in love with this sneaker, and I would say definitely one of the more underappreciated Jordan releases. Plus special box and all that. I know y'all be going crazy for the boxes, so congrats if you got these. I feel like this was the best choice. It seemed like there was a decent amount of stock as far as this pair, and last time I checked while I'm recording this, it seemed like there was just a few smaller sizes remaining right here. So again, one of the more underappreciated shoes. I feel like this was the biggest W of the day. It seemed like there was a decent amount of pairs of these to go around, or maybe it was just the case, not too much demand for this sneaker right here. So as far as today's Jordan Retro restocks, let me know which pair you guys went for, if you had success or if you took a L, you know, trying to be a gambler, going for them black metallic 5s. Now, as far as the shoe, which everybody's been kind of like asking about all week, you've been seeing pretty much everybody talking about these all over social media. The Brick by Bricks, the biggest, well, one of the biggest Jordan collaborations of the year. Nigel Sylvester, he's been doing his thing this year. All week, people have been asking about this shoe, which it looks like they did actually drop. It's just not, unfortunately, for everybody, as it looks like this was a UK exclusive access release right here, as you guys see right here. So if you're mad, like if you say you live over here in the US and you're mad that the UK got exclusive access to the brick by bricks, then you could just do yourself a small little favor. You know, move out to the UK. I'm sure you guys will love the weather out there. You'll have unlimited tea and crumpets for life. You guys know what I'm saying. So for everybody here in the sneaker game, if you're salty about these joints, like, let's just congratulate our UK bros. That's the thing about sneakerheads. Like, we always just want what we can't have. And I know this is a highly sought after drop, but let's not be mad. They did drop them. It's just not here in the US. So Brick by Bricks did release. That's a cool one. The big drop everybody was waiting for. And then as far as today's high profile sneakers app drop, let's not forget we did see the Air Max 95 Blue Spark, I guess is what they're calling these. And if you haven't noticed by now, this year it's been a huge year for the Air Max 95, celebrating the 30th anniversary from when this shoe originally dropped. Now, when you talk about this colorway, this one's definitely sought after. I wouldn't say it's actually an original Air Max 95 colorway, but it is a retro restock or re-release, this time in big bubble form. This is one of those Air Max 95s which feature that gray color blocking, the gradient color blocking on the upper, which seems to be the preference of Air Max 95's connoisseurs, as I like to say. So of course, returning this time, big bubble form. Stock numbers, congratulations again if you hit on this one, because these were dumb limited. According to Eldon Monitors, who keeps track of all of the pairs that Nike loads up for purchase on the sneakers app, they were saying somewhere around like 3,000 pairs. So not a lot of pairs. These did drop at other select retailers, but I'm guessing these are pretty much sold out all across the board. So again, congratulations to everybody that copped dope pair of 95s. Nice little spark blue on these joints. You gotta love it. So as far as the big grand finale, of course, all week we've seen restocks, which kicked off Monday with those Nike app restocks. We saw the exclusive access for the Jordan 4 SBs. And then, of course, today's release, the big grand finale, Kobe 6 Protro Dodgers, which as far as the drop, which I'm actually recording this in advance, should be going down later this afternoon. So hopefully a lot of success here in the chat, a lot of W's. As far as the release method, some people are saying reportedly exclusive access. We could get a sneakers scratch, could be a sneakers link. No telling how this shock drop will go down, but apparently it is scheduled to drop coming up later this date. But of course, everything's subject to change. Now, when you talk about these right here, RIP to the late Kobe Bryant, the GOAT. They say if you actually resell a pair of Kobe's right now, that he's gonna haunt your dreams, dunking on you in your sleep for the rest of your life. So don't do it, kids. If you're watching, don't resell this man's sneakers right here. But who am I kidding? Y'all can do whatever you want with these. These are dope. I feel like they did these the right way. Some cool touches. You got the 8 on here. Kobe apparently had some kind of special connection with the Dodgers. So what not a great way to pay homage to the legend right here. So again, congrats to everybody that had success on the big sneakers grand finale. So some people called it Sneakers Day. I call it a week full of restocks. Apparently this graphic, which was going around, actually did turn out to be true, because every pair pictured right here we actually did see release throughout the week in some form or another. So that was crazy. I didn't believe it would happen, but all of these joints did drop, as well as some more. So let me know if you guys had success this week, which pairs you went for, if you missed out on any, what W's you got this week, or if you just kind of sat back and just analyzed the whole situation because you just love sneakers like that. So drop your feedback, guys. Let me know how y'all did this week. As far as this weekend, it looks like things will be pretty calm as far as like high profile releases. Actually, matter of fact, with Jordan brand, it looks like we don't have any big retro releases until next week, when we see the French Blues return, followed up by the shattered backboard ones. But of course, the sneaker news coverage won't stop right here. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you guys enjoyed today's video, go ahead and drop a like down below. If you made it all the way through the end, you gotta let me know by dropping a salute in the comment section. And if you've been watching all week and haven't done so yet, consider subscribing to JATV for all of the latest sneaker updates and extended coverage. So that's all I got for you guys. Enough rambling. Hopefully you guys have a great weekend. It's Friday. I'll be back soon to check in for the latest updates. In the meantime, stay safe, stay blessed. I'm out, y'all. Love.